Welcome to this Q&A. Some people ask whether the descendants of Edom, which goes back to Esau, the brother of Jacob, were doomed based simply on their genealogy or genetics. Those who support this notion often refer to Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18. It says there in the prophet Obadiah, verse 18, "In the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining, the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it." Now, based on this, some will say that the people of Edom are doomed and that Yahweh will someday completely destroy the line of Esau. When answering this, it's important to understand that Hebrew often uses hyperboles or exaggerations to convey its point. This passage in Obadiah is an example of this use of hyperbole. Yahweh here is not stating that every living Edomite is going to be destroyed simply because of their genealogy. One fact we find within Scripture is this: our Father Yahweh is not a respecter of person. In other words, He doesn't show favoritism or the lack thereof because of race or ethnicity. Matter of fact, we find from many passages, especially within the New Testament, that our Father's blessings are given to those who obey Him and follow in the examples of His Son, Yahshua the Messiah. One of the best examples, though, is found in the Old Testament, and that is in Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 25. Here's what the prophet says there, Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 25. It says here, "Yet you say the way of Yahweh is not equal. Hear now, house of Israel, is not my way equal? Are not your ways unequal? When a righteous man turns away from his righteousness and commits iniquity, and dies in them, for his iniquity that he hath done, shall he die? And when the wicked man turns away from his wickedness that he hath committed and does that which is lawful and right, he shall save his soul alive. Because he considers and turns away from all his transgressions that he hath committed, he shall surely live, he shall not die." We find here that judgment is solely based on what we do as believers. If we follow our Father in heaven by obeying Him, we're going to be blessed. But if we turn away from His Word, in the end, we will die in our sins. Understand that Yahweh has given us all the same opportunity to either accept or deny Him, regardless of race or ethnicity. Paul, in Galatians chapter 3, verse 28, says something about this as well. Galatians chapter 3, verse 28. Paul says there, "There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for you are all one in Messiah Yahshua." Verse 29, "And if you be Messiahs, then you are Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise." Paul says here that there is neither Jew nor Greek in Messiah. So we see from Paul that race has absolutely nothing to do with our Father's salvation. Matter of fact, let me caution you against any belief that places emphasis on race or ethnicity. I would encourage you to reject any belief that states that Yahweh's salvation is predicated upon genealogy. Now, before I go, I want to dismiss one other common notion. Many who profess a Edomite belief will say that Revelation 2, verse 9 is referring to Edom. Let's read this. Let's find out whether this is referring to Edom. Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. It's going to be the latter part of verse 9. It says, "And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan." We find here nothing referring to the Edomites. There's nothing historical, there's nothing scriptural referring to the Jews and the people of Edom. What we find here is simply this: the Jews are those who were circumventing, were rejecting Yahshua the Messiah. Or again, I would caution you to stay away from, not to engage in these beliefs that would put a division with race or ethnicity. Where I pray that this word has been a blessing to you, and as always, we would encourage you to prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. Until next time, may Yahweh bless. Bye-bye.